Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're back for Alchemy of Souls, you must be a goodie but an oldie. And if you're new, please welcome. My name is Anne, and on my channel I review foreign international content. Today I'm back for part 2 of Alchemy of Souls, also known as AOS, right? Oh my gosh, what? We're married. Okay, we just got into it. First of all, who was surprised that they didn't give us a recap? I was like, okay, I need to remember everybody and everything, and it was pretty fast. All of a sudden, everything came back, right? Did everybody feel the same way? The other thing I was worried about was the new actress and if they would have the same chemistry like the previous one. And oh yeah, they got it. It seems like it's gonna be good, and I cannot wait to see how they're gonna navigate this marriage of convenience right now, right? This will be interesting. But anyway, so let's get to it. So episode 1, obviously we saw that Jag-uk has been going crazy, just killing all soul shifters. That is his mission. You know, his love died, who we found out, obviously Modiok died when she put the sword in him, and then obviously she ended up dying, falling in the water, and then we saw what happened, right? The body was recovered by, now we know, Choyon's mother, and so this is why we have Naksuk, right? Because we were told the soul is Naksuk, but the body is Byon, who is the oldest daughter or the sister to Choyon. Are we together? I know this was one of those series that we needed notes. You have to keep up to get what's going on. So that's what's going on. And so that's why we have Naksuk, which, by the way, I had to sit there and think, like, it's supposed to be Byon. Shouldn't she be looking like Byon? And then the soul is Naksuk. And I was like, I bet you they did not know how are we going to convince the audience that this is Naksuk unless she looks like Naksuk, right? Because I was like, you're telling me when Master Lee saved the body, when you watch episode 2, you see that when he saves the body, the discussion between the mother and Master Lee is, you know, please preserve her body. But then Master Lee says, if I preserve the body, then you're going to have to keep Naksuk's soul. And that's why we have Naksuk. And then obviously it was interesting that now she meets Jag-uk. We find out that Jag-uk goes in their home because he was chasing a soul shifter, and he goes in there to kill that person and finds Naksuk confined. She's been hiding, confined in there by her mother for 3 years. So nobody knows she's alive. So even Jag-uk was like, who are you? And have we met? And then when they say she's the oldest sister, they're like, we thought she died. So let's just say a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? You mean she's been alive this whole time and you've been hiding her? And that's what's supposed to be the whole secret until the mother decides that she needs to get married to, by the way, Seo-ul's. First of all, I was like, she's marrying Seo-ul, which made us think of part 1. Remember, they used to know each other as kids. They had fallen in love. But if Modiok, who was Naksuk, had already fallen in love with Jag-uk, that wouldn't have worked anyway. So I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna do that again? But we find out it's Seo-ul's cousin who's supposed to be marrying her. And they wanted it to be a secret, and then so that they can have children and the powers can continue. Based on the mom, that is her thinking, because her section of the world of Manjis or Manjis, whatever they call it, they don't have a lot of power, so she needs more power. And Naksuk/Byon is the answer to this whole situation. I hope we're together and you're not lost. I know this show has a lot of information in it, right? So then obviously they meet, and she takes the opportunity to say, why don't you marry me? Because then I can get out of this confinement. And Jag-uk is like, what? Why would I do that? But then as they're talking, she says, I can see you have the ice stone, right? And then Jag-uk was like, you can see that I have the ice stone? She goes, yes, I can see it. And then so Jag-uk realizes this girl has powers. Now, what is so sad is that Jag-uk, it's almost like he's become an alcoholic. He has to drink to sleep. Because of slaying all these soul shifters, they hunt him at night and he can't sleep. So he has to keep drinking so he can fall asleep or be at peace. So he's thinking, if this girl can help me get rid of this ice stone, based on the discussion between him and his uncle Park Jin, meaning if the ice stone is taken, then he doesn't have to suffer anymore and he would be at peace. And I believe he also dies. So to him, he's like, you know what? If that means marrying this girl, she's gonna help me get rid of this ice stone, then let's do it, okay? So day of the wedding, she asked him, please come save me. And she wasn't sure if he was going to do it. Well, he does. And that's why we're here, because now people have found out that the eldest daughter is alive and the mother needs to introduce everybody to the new daughter. And as we saw in episode 2, at the end there, Jag-uk shows up and says, we're married. She's my wife. People are like, oh, wait a minute now. What is going on? So that'll be interesting to see how they navigate this. I'm really looking forward to see, because you can tell they're going to fall in love. And I'm just looking forward to seeing how it progresses. And at what point does Jag-uk figures out like, wow, that's Nak-suk. That is who I was always in love with, right? When you think about it, she was the one who was in Mediocre's body. Now we know the face that he has is Mediocre's face, but inside was Nak-suk's soul, which is the same person, right? Are we together? I hope so. So that was interesting. And then it was interesting to see the story of Dengu and Choyo. They never ended up getting married because she was so mad at him because he could not save father when Mediocre went wild. That is in part 1. And then when Dangu thought that Choyo was getting married because obviously he missed out on it, he was a mess, crying everywhere. It was so nice when finally Choyo was like, wait, it is not her getting married. It was the older sister, okay? And it was not me marrying the older sister, it's my cousin. It was like, right? And I hope, obviously, he's gonna fight for Choyo, and hopefully they end up together. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Seo Yul. Okay, so we do see that he still has the pain, right? Remember that worm that Soyi put in him? It still hurts him. He can't heal. And by the way, she's also back, and she saw him coming back in town. We know she always had a thing for him. So I'm hoping that she's gonna hopefully connect and obviously lets people know what she did. So hopefully that Seo Yul is healed. And I thought it was interesting when they posted that picture when Nak-suk had run away and they were looking for her, but they were calling her Byung. So he was like, no, that is not Byung. I know how Byung looks like. Byung used to be Mediocre, remember? Interesting. So it'll be interesting if she comes and is like, no, she's lying. She's not Byung. She's somebody else, right? That'll be interesting to see if she comes and does that. And then Park Jin. So Park Jin steps down and Dangu is now overseeing the, their section of the kingdom, if you will. And he's over here farming and he's making the worst recipes and everybody's not happy about it. But will he listen? No, he continues to do that. So that was interesting to see how he's just become like, I'm just farming, living the easy life. And then we saw Jinmu is at the palace with the king and the queen and the crown prince. I do like now that the crown prince is not trusting Jinmu. Like he has figured out that this guy is not always here for the right thing. And then I thought it was interesting that now he's advising the king and the queen is still stuck in that old body. And she's like, I want a new body. I'm thinking she's going to try to do Alchemy of Souls, because her body is still trying to be healed or, be kept alive. But you can tell she's frustrated because she's like, well, I'm stuck in this body. I hate it. I also like it that Master Lee is also in the palace giving advice to the king to keep Jinmu in check because you know Master Lee knows Jinwoo is not good at all, right? So anyway, so far 2 episodes, what a good start. What did you guys think? Like, wow, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I have to say I was worried because I wasn't sure how the chemistry between these two works, but it's good. We are going to be okay, and I cannot wait to see what they have more in store next week. Please let me know down below what you thought of episode 1 and 2, part 2 of Alchemy of Souls. Just fantastic. Once again, please join me next week when we review episode 3 and 4. And please, if you do like my video, give me a like, subscribe. It does help to support my channel. And I'll see you next week. Deuces.